Any question you would like to ask?
Master, I was meditating in the past under a different initiation. Thank God I now awaiting initiation under Master. My question is, can I keep meditating in the meanwhile?
Whatever it suits you. We have no objection. But you must read all Santmat books very thoroughly and abstain from meat, fish, drinks, and keep a good moral character. Then you can do anything you feel like.
Thank you very much, Master.
Before coming to Sanmat, I was following another system of yoga. I was doing Kriya Yoga and Mantra Yoga. The mantra I was given was also sang in Kirtan. So when I repeated my mantra silently, I got into the habit of chanting it. Then when I took initiation to Sanmat and I started repeating silently, Simran, I still kept this habit of chanting Simran silently. Does this cause any problems? Is this a right way of doing Simran?
Sister, if you are sitting alone, you are doing it, it is all right, provided you don't let your mind run away from the eye center.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is you must concentrate at the eye center. Being here at the eye center, you can repeat these words. Whether you chant them or whether you say quietly, a little murmur, a little loudly, it is immaterial as long as you are able to hold your attention at the eye center.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Master, as a householder with a lot of worldly responsibilities and the concept of do the best you can and live within the will of the Lord, I find that when I do the best I can or try to, I end up working night and day and I end up exhausted and everything kind of suffers. I don't know where to draw the line at what's the best I can do.
Well, brother, you have to adjust your program. You should keep priority before you. You can't work day and night. You have to adjust your program. How much time you want to give to meditation, how much to worldly responsibility, how much to office. You have always to plan your day and plan your timing. We always have to do that.
Thank you.
Master, thank you for the grace of getting fever and diarrhea and weakness after my interview with yesterday. I needed it. It was encouraging, the comment you made yesterday that there is no going down on the path, that there is only light shed on our weaknesses. Now after my whole life is illuminated as corrupt and negative, I won't honor you, Master. How can you become my beloved and be able to see you in everybody, in every situation?
How can?
How is it possible?
I have not followed your last sentence.
Well, after I hit the bottom of the road, I was just wondering how I could go up and the path.
I have not followed your particular question. I have heard the statement, but what is the question?
The question is, what can I do to have you as my total beloved?
Have until? Anybody can pass me the question?
Total beloved.
You have to attend to your meditation. There's no other way.
Thank you,
It's the only thing we can do and we should do.
Thank you.
Master, I wanted to thank you so much for the hospitality. I don't know what I have done to deserve such a grace, but whatever I've done in another life, I'm glad that I did it. I wanted to ask you, I work as a psychiatrist and I see a lot of insanity, and a lot of times I see that it's related to the lack of spiritual life. So I wonder what can I do with my patients to...
Well, as a doctor, you should try to help them with your knowledge, that's all. Whatever possibly you can, you should. but don't personally get involved with their problems. Keeping yourself aloof from their problem, you help them with your knowledge.
Thank you, Master.
Maharaji, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank you for your grace that you're bringing me again here that I can see you. My question is, what should be my attitude towards worldly people? What kind of attitude should I create towards worldly people? Because last year I find myself in a very testing and sometimes very hard situations which are sometimes very hard to bear for me.
Sister, we are all worldly people. I don't know what is your concept of worldly people. We are all worldly people. People who are living in this world, they are all worldly people. But we have our own line to draw, how long and how far we can go with them in meeting out their demands, to carrying our responsibilities, our obligations.
Because sometimes affects my meditation also. And I'd like to
You see, we have to discharge our responsibility as a wife, as a sister, as a mother, as a friend, as a countryman. We have so many responsibilities and obligations on our shoulder, and we have not to run away or escape from them. And doing all that, we have to tend to our meditation also, which is the main object of this life. So our attitude is that of understanding. Our pivot should always be before us. That should never be forgotten. Keeping that pivot before us, we have to discharge our worldly responsibilities.
In one of your letters, you wrote me that meditation is the most important thing in our life. And so I find myself sometimes very sometimes it's very hard for me because...
Sister, that doesn't mean that we have not to discharge our worldly responsibility. I mean, that is our foremost responsibility of getting this human birth. But that does not mean that we have no other responsibilities in life. We have to shut ourselves from all those responsibilities or from all those obligations. We have also to discharge all those obligations and face all those responsibilities. But foremost responsibility is to go back to Father, tread that path, attend to meditation, and doing that, we have also to do other responsibilities.
Then, Maharaji, I would like to ask you for your grace to put more effort in meditation.
Well, when we are sincere before the Lord, His grace is always there.
Okay.
It's never lacking.
Thank you.
Maharaji, yesterday in the discourse, it was talked about sitting through the pain in the legs. And I was wondering, is this very specific, the withdrawal and that kind of pain, or any kind of pain with the joints and the stretching?
No, what Professor was trying to say, that pain will be there. Whatever you can bear it, bear it. If you can't bear it, you can change your posture. Don't go on fighting with your body that you can't even concentrate. And don't find excuse to change your posture. To some extent we have to bear. But there's always a limit what we can bear. Slowly and slowly we get into the habit.
Thank you.
Maharaji, sometimes I have the feeling with friends and other satsangis that I'm having a relationship on another level other than a physical level. Is it possible that does the astral body play out karma simultaneously while we go about our business in Pind?
You have to be a little more clearer in your question.
While I'm going about my earthly business, does my astral body or the astral body of satsangis have a separate karma? Are they relating in Sahansdal
No,
karma?
your karmas are related to your this body. And you have to go through your destiny through this body.
So, is the astral body latent until the energy is withdrawn to the eye center? Is it?
Don't worry about the astral body. We should be more careful about this body, activity of this body, being in this body, what activities we are going through.
Yes.
We should be more responsible for that.
Yes.
Because what astral body does, that is not in our hand.
It's the only question I've ever wanted to ask you, and that's ever stayed in my mind and bothered me about that.
Okay.
For years ago, often I had a headache and fever. And once I heard a talk about using the mind. And I wanted to know how it was functioning. And I have started to apply those techniques, and I was immediately feeling better.
Sister, what you mean to say that you used to have headache and fever before initiation?
Era prima dell'iniziazione? After initiation.
After initiation. Then what happened?
And then he got interested in working with the mind to heal the body, to influence on the body health, and it worked. And
how he works with the mind on the body?
Come lo fai questo? He says he enters on the alpha level and he visualizes the parts of the body in a positive way.
I've not followed this method.
Non capisce il metodo. He said, he says the method consists in visualizing in a positive way the organs of the body.
You see, most of our troubles
La maggior parte delle nostre
are
difficoltà
aggravated
sono
due to our
aggravate.
mind also. Now the modern science says, when they want to treat the body, they also treat the mind.
La scienza moderna quando vuole guarire il corpo tratta anche la mente.
Because without treating the mind, treating only the body, we don't get the cure now.
Perché
So both body and mind, both have to be treated.
senza curare la mente non possiamo curare il corpo, così corpo e mente devono essere curati. Basta così, non so dire altro. And he says he uses that technique also for his work.
But what is that technique? That's what I want to know. What is that technique what he uses?
Dice qual è questa tecnica, non ha capito bene di che tecnica si tratta.
È una tecnica che stanno applicando negli Stati Uniti, si chiama biofeedback.
He says it's biofeedback.
Hmm?
He says it's biofeedback. It's a technique which is used, biofeedback.
Fire?
Biofeedback.
Biop? What is that? I have not followed that science.
Che cos'è? Di dirlo elementarmente, non lo conosce che cos'è.
Maharaji, I may be able to explain it. The biofeedback is a method either by checking temperature or muscle tension. It gives them the ability to slow down the mind into what is measured as the alpha state, 10.5 cycles a second. Dream state, the rapid eye movement is that same state. Below that they say the theta and then the delta. When we're aggravated or anxious, talking on the phone, we're in the beta state, very high type. So by slowing down the mind again, results occur.
Doctors treat that way.
Many do, yes.
There's no harm in that, if they treat you like that.
He says if it produces karma, using it in the work,
There's no
in his
karma
professional
involved.
activity.
There's no karma involved in it. There's no karma involved in it.
Maharaji, while I'm here, by the way, thank you very much for the hospitality, and we're very pleased to have the giving that we're receiving all the time. A question was brought up about the dream state. If we have our physical body in control as best as we can, what about in our dreams? Do we create karma by living out desires or resisting desires in our dreams?
I can't say that you create karmas in the dream. Very rarely, by His grace, sometimes we go through many karmas in the dream stage. Very rarely. But we shouldn't take that, you see, that we have gone through our karmas. But actually, we have dreams which comes out of our suppressed desires, our suppressed emotions. They get released at the time of sleep. So in a dream stage, we have all sorts of, you see, that dreams come.
But even in a dream state, is it desirable to control ourselves as we would find ourselves in a similar physical circumstance?
I don't think we have any control on our dreams. It's not in our hand what type of dreams we want. And whatever type of dreams we may be having, we have no control of them, where to stop them, and how to stop them. Generally what I advise, that we should sleep while doing Simran. At least you will have good dreams, better dreams.
This is my practice. Thank you.
Master, it's very hard for most of us to go back to our countries which are so far from where you are. And I know that you say that when you meditate, we will be able to see you, but if we haven't, it's very difficult. I want to know, because someday you will leave us, or we'll die before you, but if you, how can...
Sister, everybody has to leave each another. Everybody has to leave one another. We all leave to meet again. There's nothing to worry about these things.
Thank you.
We should only attend to our meditation. It's a very strong bond, strong chains, which keeps us all united. Christ said, ultimately there will be one shepherd and one fold. Then why worry?
Master, I'm talking about the dreams he was talking about. That what I want to know, since he spoke up about dreams, is that in my dream, since I've been on the path, that I don't know if it's I'm controlling it or you're controlling it, but I could be sleeping in a deep sleep, and something is happening to me bad in that dream, and I would say to myself, in my dream, it's only a dream, and it goes away. Or if someone is feeding me eggs in my dream, or meat, I'll say, Master doesn't like that, and they throw it away. What is that?
Well, brother, we should never try to analyze our dreams. We will never be rightly able to analyze our dreams. Some dreams do have some significance. But we should never try to analyze our dreams. They will lead us nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Good dreams are good dreams. That's all.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Maharaji, I want to thank you for letting me come to India. Could you explain the meaning of drishti?
Well, you people have read this word somewhere, and it seems to be quite confusing to you. It's a Hindi word. Drishti means to look at somebody. Besides that, it means nothing.
Thank
to
you.
look at somebody is drishti.
Thank you.
Master, I have a question about the moral life. I work as an attorney, and oftentimes, in fact every week, I have to prepare witnesses for testimony, and oftentimes the stories that they first tell don't turn out to be the story that they ultimately tell. And I'm concerned about, perhaps I understand you were an attorney, how should I handle this? Should I continue to do it the way I've always done it, or?
Well, it's a very difficult job, I must say. Having gone through myself, being an attorney myself, I know it's a very painful thing to know if really innocent person is held guilty, a really accused gets free. I tell you, when I just entered law, some of my client told me that he's absolutely innocent. And I went even out of my way to get him acquitted. There are certain ways and means you have to put your all influence with the court and all that, and they sometimes favor you. But when he was acquitted, I came to know he was really guilty. And I felt very, very bad. I told the great master this was happened, and it pained me very much that he lied to me. My master told me, remember one thing, never ask any client, guilty or not guilty. Just confine yourself to the file, to the evidence, and fight your case from the file, from the evidence. Your client is your file, the evidence before you. Don't worry about any personality. I can pass on the same advice to you.
Thank you, Master.
Maharaji, that brings up the point of good intentions in behavior. Sometimes people stand behind saying that they're behaving badly, they're behaving either illegally or unjustly or taking advantage of people, and then they say that their intentions were to be doing this and that the ends justify the means. And some people even use Sant Mat to say, Master, if Master wanted it to be this way, it would be this way, when they're literally taking advantage of people.
Well, sister, if means are not good and automatically is not worth achieving.
What was that last?
Howsoever noble your end may be, if means are not good,
Yes.
that end is not worth achieving.
The end is not worth it.
I don't want to comment more on it.
So you have to watch the behavior.
Well, you can analyze yourself.
Okay. Thank you, Radhaswami.
Maharaji, a question. The mind is generally talked of or dealt with as something negative in Sant Mat, something that has got to be conquered. But we can certainly also use our minds to create positive thoughts. And if thought is a power, shouldn't we perhaps try to use this power in a good way? For instance, for, as has been recently mentioned, for healing ourselves or for fighting against negative things like pessimism or depressions and things like that. Could we use the power of the mind in a positive way by creating positive currents?
You definitely can use your mind to heal yourself to a great extent. Because unless we help ourselves, no doctor can help ourselves.
And it is
unless the patient helps himself, no medicine can help him, no doctor can help him.
Is it advisable to tell people, especially younger people, about this, about the power of thought, of positive thought, and to warn them about using thought in a negligible way, in a negative way?
Doctors always advise. Doctor always advise that the patient must help themselves. Then only doctor can be of any help and use to them. If they have too much depression, negative thoughts, and they have no faith and in medicine, in doctor, then nobody can help them at all.
And another question, Master, dealing with this, is that I think, if I understand it correctly, that we can also be influenced by the thoughts of other people concerning us. In other words, if we think, if people think about us and think critical or negative things about us, they can harm us in a way. In other words, they create negative forces.
We are generally influenced by others. Very easily we are influenced by other people's remarks. But we should be strong-willed not to be influenced so easily by them. We should have trust in our own self. We should have confidence in our own self, where we stand. We don't stand because people call us good. We should stand because we know we are good.
Can we create
we don't
this?
become good and bad because people say so. But we think we are good because we feel we are good.
Can we do this consciously, for instance, in the morning, sort of trying to build an aura around ourselves of positive thoughts towards ourselves and towards other people,
Well,
a sort of shield
Positive thoughts are always good. Positive thoughts are always good. What is this mental depression? Always influenced by negative thoughts. Always look to the other side of the picture, back side of the picture. Don't see the bright side of the picture.
Master, there's something else that's linked with this. Going back into the past, to the time of Shamsi Tabriz and Rumi. Rumi and Shamsi Tabriz are considered in St. Mat as masters, as perfect masters, if I understand it correctly. And they also taught the Shabd. But they also, if I understand it correctly, practice, at least the Sufis do today, they practice certain breathing methods where they breathe in energies through the solar plexus and breathe out love towards the world out through the heart center. In other words, they try to act like a bridge between the spiritual forces, and they try to send it out to the world.
I don't think they at all concerned with the heart center at all. You see, it's a wrong interpretation of the word hirde. By heart, they don't mean the physical heart. It is the mind that they refer to. You see, it is the mind. It's a way of expression.
So
It's not the physical heart.
there's a Sufi teacher at the moment in the
Now, Tulsi Sahib says, Dil ka hujra saaf kar. Dil is the heart, but this heart doesn't mean the physical heart. It is the mind.
But our heart chakra, we feel it sometimes, Master, when we, for instance, feel strong emotion, when we enjoy your bhakti, for instance, or your darshan.
Emotions come from where? From the mind.
Yeah.
Heart is only expression. But what gives the heart this palpitation? It is the mind. The real concern is with the mind, not with the physical heart.
Mm-hmm.
So many people get confused, you see. They start concentrating on the heart, physical heart. No, it is the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And seat of the mind is here at the eye center. So all these emotions, what you feel in the heart even, palpitation of the heart, when you see a lover or a beloved and all that, actually it is the mind that start functioning. And this heart is only expression, expressing.
Can't we work with that, Master? I was thinking of, I've got a 12-year-old daughter, and she's not old enough to be initiated into St. Mat. But she's got a tendency at that age, school also plays a role there, of being depressed because she's very artistic and intuitively developed, but the logical side of her mind isn't that powerful. And our education tends to emphasize the logical side of the mind. So school is for her something very difficult and painful. And I'm trying to create in her something positive. Self-confidence and love towards herself. She has got to start to love herself and accept herself. And also then love other people more and be less critical. And to try to create this in her, I thought maybe these Sufi exercises which are being taught at the moment by a well-known Sufi teacher in the United States, where you breathe in energies, positive forces, and breathe out love towards the world, that this could be perhaps something good, that it could help her and strengthen her in the meantime.
You see, these breathings have nothing to do with the meditation. This breathing is a normal function of the body. This should not be synchronized with our meditation at all, at any stage. This is the normal function of the body. Otherwise, we may create some breathing problem. There are certain school of thoughts which mix with breathing, but that is wrong. from the Santmat point of view.
What can one do then to help a child, for instance, like that, who's very depressed and lacks in self-confidence? How can this child be helped in some way to have a positive attitude towards herself and towards...
You see, instead of criticizing anybody, you show the personality who's much better. Automatically one realizes who's better, who's good, rather than telling them, so and so is bad, you are bad. Show him the good. He will realize that I am bad. Instead of telling anybody you are bad, show him the good. When he compares himself with the other person, he will know where he stands. That's a positive approach.
Another question, Master. You tell us never to identify with what we do. And something that you've also said in St. Mat is that St. Mat realizes that if you draw away the powers of the mind and you create a sort of vacuum, that the mind very easily gets drawn back towards the world. That's why the Shabd is there, so that it creates a positive force which draws the mind up. Now, what about that when it comes to an individual who wants to develop? Can we create something, a sort of positive force there? When we got, I must express myself differently. You said we mustn't identify. What should we identify with then? In other words, we mustn't identify with our ego, but what should we identify ourselves with then? Should we identify ourselves with a Purusha or do you see what I mean? We say, all right, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm not these emotions, but then what am I?
Brother, you will know what you are when you are able to concentrate at the eye center. Main thing is mind must come back at the eye center. And when it starts rubbing with the Shabad and Naam itself, it automatically starts becoming purer and purer and knowing what I am.
And during our everyday work, for instance, when you get caught up in whatever we're doing, to try to get a certain distance there, not to identify with what we're doing or to get depressed because it didn't work out, how can we hold back there and identify somehow positively with the positive force, if you see what I mean?
Well, it is very difficult to analyze all these small things you see, but the main thing is mind must merge back with the Shabad. Must rub back with the Shabad. So then only the dirt from the mind starts fading out. Mind starts shining. It starts becoming purer and purer and purer and purer, nobler and nobler. Then you automatically know what you are.
Thank you, Master.
Then you realize your individuality. And then that individuality has to merge back into another being, the Lord.
Thank you.
Master Radha Swami, first I want to thank you for all you are doing for me every day. And I have no question of my own, but my wife with me to ask you about Simran. She has much troubles with Simran. She can hardly one word remember. And so I want to ask, what can we do, or what can she do that Simran is going on better?
Well, brother, attend to your Simran. What is the problem?
She says she cannot repeat because of the worldly activities of the mind.
Well, mind is always active in the worldly things, but we have to pull it back also. That's right.
Thank you.
Master, I would like to ask your advice about something. This year, my mother has become very ill, and she's mentally ill with a lot of fear and anxiety, and she has no real faith in God, which is very ill. And she has not been able to function very well with this terrible illness. So I have offered her to live in our house, and I'm wondering if you can advise me on how I should be with her.
Sister, you know your problem, how to handle your mother, you see, but what can I tell you?
Well,
It is your responsibility, your obligation, and how much you can discharge, how you can discharge, how you can handle. You have to see the situation and handle it accordingly.
okay.
There is no hard and fast rules that I can lay before you how to deal with your mother.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question about fate, Maharaji?
Fate?
Fate.
Yes.
What happened to your toe?
Oh.
Yeah.
I have heard that, especially at my age, never change an old friend, old coat and old shoe. And I tried a new one, and so here it is. Nothing to worry.
Master, Kabir tells us about this moonbird, how he does not lose sight of the moon for a single moment. Please could you explain to us how we can attain this one-pointed attention to the Lord?
Well, sister, it is all the way of expression of our love for the Lord. Different by different examples, we are only explained of what depth of love should be there within us for the Father. Just as the moon bird is always looking at the moon and takes us back, neck even back, you see, doesn't want to wink. So similarly, our daily attention all the time should be just towards the Father. Just a way of explaining things, you see. But we achieve it by meditation. And no other way of achieving. It is all His gift. But we get it by meditation.
Master, first of all, I would like to thank you very much for the privilege of being here and letting the seeker ask all these questions.
Most welcome, sir.
Thank you. I would like to ask you, I've been meditating 10 o'clock at night and feeling my meditation better than when I meditate in the early hours of the morning. Does it make any difference?
No, every time is good for meditation.
Every time, thank you.
You see, morning time has certain advantage. It may not be with you, but generally, as they say, because when we get up from our sleep, our body is fresh, and we have forgotten all the ups and downs of the last day, and even children, if any, is sleeping. And then when we want to start a day, why not with the name of the God, so that the atmosphere of bliss and happiness that we build by meditation should help us to go through ups and downs of the whole day.
Perfect.
That is the only purpose to attend in the morning. And if we don't get time in the morning, any time is good for meditation. No time is bad for meditation.
Very true. Thank you, Master. One last question. Does one incur in bad karma when we change masters?
Pardon?
Does one incur bad karma if we change masters? If we...
Well, question is whether we really change master.
Thank you. That answers it. Thank you very much, Master. Thank
you. Yes.
In the first meeting, a gentleman asked you something about the family.
About
the family. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. And I think it's a general question, not just mine, but several people have expressed to me that they were very struck by what you said that day. Because you said that when we feel separate from our families, who are what we call worldly people, you expressed that we are all worldly, and that we should not feel separate from our families or people close to us, our friends, who are not satsangis. And I think this is a problem that we wanted to address after you spoke to us about this that day, because it hurt us, because we do feel, many of us, even though we try to follow the path very carefully, we feel separate from our families. And this has struck me very strongly, and I'm feeling badly about it, and I want to ask you, I want to know what to do the right thing. I have 2 children. They are 38 and 39 years old, so they are grown, and they have their own lives, but I'm their mother, and what I think and do means something to them. Now, the last several years, when I've gone to visit them, and they eat meat, I'm repelled by this. You know, it's become difficult for me to be around it. And also one of the members has actually used drugs to some extent, a few times in my presence. And I ask him not to, but it's difficult. And then he has had alcohol. Now, my impression was, Father, that you were saying that that's my ego. That is my ego in a subtle way tricking me.
Sister, no, I had something different in my mind what I was trying to explain. That was not my purpose of saying all that, what you are trying to drive at. Everybody has individual problems. One has to tackle those problems individually. There cannot be any hard and fast rules and regulation to live with or without family. What I was trying to say, that when we become satsangi, we start feeling something superior in our family than our other members of the family. The result is we slowly and slowly try to get away or driven away from our spouse and become more friendly with satsangi ladies and satsangi gents. And ultimately it leads to adultery and so many other things. And that is what I was trying to drive at.
Oh, that specific problem.
Definite problem, you see, which I receive letters, not one, but hundreds and hundreds.
Yes.
You see, they start maybe with good motives,
yes,
good intentions, but they end in breaking family. I said, in what way we are better than non-satsangis? If we also have separate living, we also have broken homes, we also live adulterous life, and in what way we are superior to non-satsangis? Or what airs we are trying to take, just getting initiated? That's what I was trying to drive at. I never said that we should live with or without our families, you see.
I understand. Thank you very much. That takes a burden off my heart.
Because it is a personal, individual relationship with the soul and the Father. Nobody should try to come in. Even wife shouldn't come in, even husband shouldn't come in. We should have understanding with each other. This is not a family relationship with the Father, it is an individual relationship. Wife should understand my conviction. I should understand her way of living, her conviction. Let her worship whatever way she likes to have. Why should that break the harmony in the family? By becoming satsangi, why should it break the harmony in the family? Or her not becoming satsangi, why should it break the harmony in the family? She has her own conviction, I have my own conviction. But our relationship of marriage is something on a different platform. The result is that we try to rush to satsangi people. And then we try to get nearer and nearer to them, and then all these things happen with each other. And then the wives write to us, what type of satsang is that? It breaks the families, breaks the homes. He is now running away with that woman and that woman who is also satsangi, and this and that. All sorts of things are happening. It's becoming more and more every day. That I said, you see, I'm sorry for being blunt, but sometimes one has to be.
Oh, I don't think you're ever blunt.
Your problem is something different.
Yes. Well, there were several of us who misunderstood, and we have gotten to where even at work we are nice to people, and we're not unsociable, but we really don't have anything but satsangi friends anymore, and it seems to just naturally evolve in that way, that we have satsangi friends. And
well, it is good to have satsangi friends, but we have to draw a line somewhere.
Yes. I'm very vulnerable, and I find that I'm not advanced enough, to be able to withstand some influences, not anything really bad, but little things. And so I've just kind of drawn away and tried to be around people who can help me to uplift. Thank you very much.
Maharaji, I read that the moth burns only once, but the flame burns forever. And I was wondering if that meant that from the beginning of creation, that the Lord has loved and longed for the return of the soul and will continue in that longing to all the souls, his souls return back to him.
Sister, it's the Lord's problem. Why should we worry? We should only feel concerned with ourselves. Our endeavor should be to go back to the Father. We should burn in His love and finish ourselves. And should not exist anymore. That's all. What He does, how He draws others, that is His job.
Beloved Master, first I wanted to thank you for all your grace and hospitality, and just wanted to ask you, how does one become one of your representatives?
Pardon?
How does one become one of your representatives?
You want to be in the line?
I would love to.
Why are you worrying? I'm feeling concerned about it. In what way? How does it concern you?
I would love for you to keep me in your agenda.
It's much better to remain at the back as a backbencher rather than try to come in the front. Don't worry.
Thank you, Master.
Yes, please, yes.
Master, could I ask 3 questions, please?
You can ask even 4.
My sister and I were in a market today.
Pardon?
And my sister and I were shopping in a market. And we went past a stall. They're killing the chickens.
Where?
And my sister...
Talking about this country or
Yes.
here?
Yes, here today in Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped the car. I wanted to take a closer look, and my sister stayed in the car. And I was horrified. This young guy was cutting the throat very slowly. And I was upset for the chickens because the other ones in the cage could see what was happening to the guy. And I felt sorry for the guy because he was no emotions. And I wondered, is it good for satsangas to be so shocked? Because I went to the car and I was very upset. Is it good to shock yourself, to maybe tell yourself a lesson, or...
Is it in your hand to feel shocked or not to feel shocked? Is it in your hand?
I don't know.
Then? It's not in our hand. Something horrible we see, we do express our surprise, our shock. Because we are not used to. We are compassionate, we are kind, we are loving. We can't stand that. There's nothing wrong about this. What are there to analyze about it?
So it's up to the individual. My second question is...
I can't say about eternal karma. You see, all this bacteria has soul.
All bacteria has soul.
Bacteria has soul.
And my third question is, my sister is a Sikha, and we were brought up on Christianity, and I was wondering if you could offer her any words of guidance.
See, I always advise new seekers, they should not hurry to follow the path. They should give themselves sufficient time to understand the teaching. They should study the teaching from all aspects of their life. Whether it is meant for them, whether they should be able to follow it, whether they feel convinced about it, whether there is any question which is still bothering them. If so, they should try to resolve all their questions. all their query, all their intellect should be satisfied before they jump into Sant Mat. Because once you're in it, then you cannot get out of it. So it's better we should not jump eyes closed. We must study it very thoroughly. It's not time lost, it's time gained. We are building on a rock, not on a sand. There are so many books now written on Sant Mat. St. John is there, St. Matthew is there. If you have a Christian background, read them very thoroughly. If any question puzzles her, you can explain her. You can ask her to write to me. It will be a pleasure to attend to seeker's letter. There is no problem. And then she must feel the pull from within before she accepts any path.
Radha-swami, Master. Thank you.
Master?
Yes?
Radha-swami. On this trip, I was speaking to my stepfather on the telephone, and he said, when you see the Master, will you please talk to him about your parents? And my mother said, would you put in a good word for me? And I told them both at the time that they were taken care of. And since I've been here, I've been feeling compelled to ask as if I had to finish what he asked me. He was very respectful and sincere. And I was surprised at his feeling.
What did you want to do ask?
I don't know. He said, would you please, when you see the Master, talk to him about your parents? He is dying slowly of a degenerative disease, and I've talked to him extensively about the path and given him a picture of you, and I know he's been touched. I'm not sure what he really wants. I was wondering if there's anything I can say that would help him.
Well, if he's still capable to read anything, give him some easy book to read.
He is not able to read, but I do talk to him, and
then you can talk to him about the teachings generally.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for taking such good care of us. Radha-swami.
Then what do you mean by good words about mother?
My mother said, I think my mother just hopes for the best, you know.
I couldn't understand the meaning of good words.
She said, put in a good word for me, will you? It's American expression. I think it's, she figures I'm doing okay, especially with you, and if I could say something like, my mother's good too, would you help her? I think she wants help. And
the Lord is there to help everyone of us.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Maharaji. Would like to know if you would speak to me about the power and the effect of darshan, and also have a couple other questions.
Well, brother, I have so many times explained, darshan means the helplessness of the disciple to look at the Master. Darshan is based of love and devotion. If you love somebody, you always like to look at the face of the person. You can't help looking at the face. That is darshan. It is not just mere looking with love and devotion. Something from within you, not looking only with the eyes, but also with love, eyes of love. That is darshan.
That gives special benefit?
Well, if the lover calculates the advantage of darshan, he gets nothing. The lover never calculates what he gets out of his love. He is happy in his love. He never calculates the advantage of love. Otherwise, he is not a lover. If it's a calculated love. Love is never calculated.
Then it's conditional. A further question. In Dhyan, in the radiant form, is this simply a light, or is this a physical person that we can recognize and talk to?
You see, Dhyan means, try to contemplate on the form of the Master while doing Simran, so that our mind may not visualize some other faces. Just to eliminate other faces, we try to bring the face of the Master before us while doing Simran. That is Dhyan.
By our own effort, we're keeping the focus, or it appears to us on
Yes,
automatic.
by our own efforts. And when we see the light, then we absorb ourselves into that light. Then light becomes the object for us to catch our attention. That is the Dhyan of light. And then we see the radiant form of the Master, then that becomes our object of Dhyan, which absorbs our attention there.
Also, as several people have brought up, in our family, and in particular our parents who brought us here, our practice or association with you brings benefit to them as well?
Well, it depends upon the individuals. How much you are attached to your meditation, how much you are attached to the Shabad and Naam. If you are attached to the Shabad and Naam, and you are not attached to anybody else, then they will get benefit of your association with them, because they are attached to you. We go where our treasure is, as Christ says. Then their attachment is with you, then you are attached to the Shabad and Naam, so automatically they will also get advantage. They will also try to find their way to you. But if on the other hand you are attached to them and not attached to the Shabad and Naam, then they don't get any advantage at all. They will rather pull you at their own level. So in order to help them, you must help yourself first. When we are able to help ourselves, then only we are in a position to help anybody else. Not before that.
Okay. If that shoe gives you any more problem, I'll take them.
Pardon?
You answered his disciple, he said your toe was scraped by a shoe. Maybe I misunderstood. So I said, if you don't like that pair, I take them.
No, don't worry about my shoe. I don't think my shoe can fit any American feet. Yes.
Hi, Master. I guess it's my last time asking you some questions for a while. So here's a good one for you. A few of us, and this is for a few of us in here that was thinking about this question. Christ said, those that believe in me and that have seen me will be risen in the last day. Can you comment on that for us, please?
What did Christ said?
That those that believe in me and have seen me will be risen on the last day. Can you comment on that for us, please?
Well, believe in me who follow my teaching, who lives my teaching,
yes,
who have full faith that I have come back from the Father to take them back to the level of the Father.
Yes.
That is absolute full faith in me that I represent the Lord, and there is no difference between me and the Lord at this human level. And have seen me while I was in flesh and they were also in flesh. They have seen me in the flesh. Only them I will raise at the last day. I have very thoroughly explained it in St. John or...
No, I understand, but a few of us here don't understand, so I wanted you to tell us so they'll know for sure.
No, I have very, quite thoroughly, quite exhaustively tried to explain there.
Yes.
You can read all that.
Thank you, Father Maharaji.
Maharaji? Hello?
Yes.
Thank you for letting me come here. I appreciate it. And I wanted to ask you if you could help me with my Simran, because I'm just not very concentrated, and I can't seem to raise it to the eye center. It seems to be all the time in the throat center. It seems almost like my vocal cords are moving. And also, I just can't seem to get out of the body. And
Sister,
my professor has given the satsang that it takes the...
Try to give more time to Simran.
But it's always here. It's always here. I can't get it up here.
Don't worry. Keep your attention up at the eye center and do similar. It will automatically come upward from throat center.
I'll try again. And also I wanted to ask, I still don't think I really have faith in the Master and Saint Mark, and I wanted to know if you could help me with that. I don't really think I have complete faith in the Master and Saint Mark.
Attend to a meditation, faith will come automatically from within. Meditation creates faith in the Master and in the teaching, both.
Thank you.
I may tell you a little anecdote. You see, when I went first time to America, I wanted to buy a pair of shoes. I couldn't get of my size anywhere in any store. Ultimately, Miss Elgar took me in children's store, and I got one.